For the first time since the Smackdown after Elimination Chamber, we saw big developments between Naomi and Bianca Belair, so we'll get into that. Although the storyline and feud between Naomi and Jade Cargill has been on fire lately, the Bianca Belair portion of the story has been completely dry ever since the week of Elimination Chamber. Bianca won the chamber, split up with Naomi just a few days after that on SmackDown, and Bianca's not been back on SmackDown ever since that week after Elimination Chamber. Bianca is technically a SmackDown superstar on paper, but Bianca has been a full-time Raw superstar in the weeks building up to WrestleMania. But this SmackDown drought for Bianca Belair finally came to an end on the April 18th edition of SmackDown. Bianca Belair made her first SmackDown appearance in over a month to take part in a segment with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. And the biggest thing we have to talk about right off the top is the crowd reaction to Bianca Belair, because that was quite surprising. Bianca was booed out of the building by the live Vegas crowd every single time she tried to say a single word to Rhea and Io. It was like an 80 to 85% negative response for Bianca Belair from the Vegas crowd. And there's a lot of fans that are just mind blown by this, because Bianca was innocent from the attack, earned her WrestleMania match the right way, yet she's still getting treated like a heel by the crowd, and getting booed even more than Naomi. So what in the world is happening with Bianca Belair right now, and why is the live fans turning on her in every single city they go to? Every individual's views and reasonings for booing Bianca are obviously subjective, but if we have to come with one general explanation for the crowd switching up on Bianca, it looks like it's due to Bianca's character behavior as of late. Ever since this triple threat program first started, it feels like all Bianca has done for the entire road to WrestleMania has been complain and nag about Rhea's inclusion in the match. That basically has been Bianca's whole entire role in this program since the week of Elimination Chamber. So maybe after 6 weeks of hearing Bianca Belair pretty much complain and say the same sort of things week in and week out, maybe the live crowds have gotten to the point where they're just tired of hearing the same thing come out of Bianca's mouth so frequently, therefore causing them to boo Bianca for always complaining, and they'd rather cheer for Io and Rhea, who aren't complaining and repeating themselves. Another reason that fans are discussing for the fan switch up on Bianca Belair is also a potential character fatigue in general. We've seen Io Sky and Rhea Ripley go through many different eras and personas in their recent years, but Bianca Belair, on the other hand, has been the same exact character since she first debuted on the main roster over 5 years ago. So a lot of fans are wondering if that could also be playing a factor here. Are the fans just tired of the same old exact character and the same act from Bianca Belair that they've been seeing for over half a decade now? Those are pretty solid explanations for why Bianca is starting to get booed out of the building in every city she goes to. It has nothing to do with her in-ring abilities. Everyone knows that's for sure. Bianca is phenomenal in the ring and is one of the greatest athletes the company has ever seen. But it looks like between complaining and nagging for 7 weeks in a row and her character going 5 years without a single change, that appears to be more of the reasoning for why Bianca is starting to get these big negative receptions. So maybe that's what's going on here. But getting back to the main story, Naomi makes her way to the ring and instantly starts verbally coming after Bianca Belair. Naomi noted how it's been such a long time since Bianca showed up to SmackDown, and how she's offended that Bianca did not even try talking to her at all. Naomi says she's been calling Bianca non-stop, leaving voicemails, text messages, and how she's gotten nothing back from Bianca at all. Naomi did not want to do this in front of everybody. She wanted to speak in private to Bianca, but since Bianca continues to ignore her, Naomi had no other choice but coming out to the ring. Naomi reminds Bianca once again that Jade Cargill was never there for Bianca the same way Naomi always was. That's when Naomi leaves us with a big cliffhanger on the microphone. Naomi says she's going to handle Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, and then how she'll be starting something else after that. But before Naomi can say what the plan was, Jade Cargill's music plays and she makes her way to the ring. So due to Jade's music playing, we didn't get to hear what the next steps in Naomi's plans were. Will she come after Bianca Belair? Come after the world title? She definitely has something in mind, but it looks like we'll have to wait a bit for that reveal. But when Jade Cargill steps into the ring, we see probably the biggest moments of the night, and the biggest indication that Bianca may still be conflicted and changing her mind on some things. As Jade enters the ring, Bianca steps in the middle and prevents Jade from getting her hands on Naomi. Jade Cargill instantly calls Bianca Belair out for this action and questions Bianca on why she's protecting Naomi over her after everything that has happened. We get a brief Jade and Bianca stare down before Rhea steps in the middle, and Naomi eventually shoves Jade into Rhea and Bianca with a sneak attack. And this entire moment was massive because it appears to be Bianca's reintroduction to SmackDown, and more specifically to the Jade Cargill and Naomi storyline. After several weeks out of the story, Bianca's back in, and with a major role. Bianca may still be sticking to her word of wanting to do nothing with Naomi, considering how she's been avoiding all of Naomi's forms of contact. But what was very interesting was Bianca's decision to step in between Jade and Naomi, which in a way allowed Naomi to escape and set up the sneaky attack just moments later. It's a weird action for Bianca Belair to take, because she appears to be backstepping on her whole entire standpoint in this program. Remember that last time Bianca was featured in the Jade and Naomi feud prior to this moment was back on the SmackDown after Elimination Chamber, where Bianca literally steps aside and gives Jade the full clearance to go after Naomi. But here we are several weeks later, and now Bianca is no longer giving Jade that same full clearance and is stepping in the way to protect Naomi. What's going on there? Is Bianca having second thoughts about abandoning Naomi after all? Definitely makes it seem like Bianca still cares for Naomi in some way. It's a theory we first spoke about several weeks ago, how maybe Bianca truly did not agree with what Naomi did to Jade Cargill back in November. But maybe Bianca eventually comes around and links back up with Naomi after realizing that maybe she was right after all. Well, after seeing Bianca quite literally shield Naomi from Jade with her body, it appears to be safe to say that that theory and route is still in play. Another thing to consider here is the negative crowd reaction to Bianca Belair. If every live crowd is just going to continue to boo Bianca and not let her speak, might as well roll that entire narrative into the big reason why she decides to join forces with Naomi again and turn heel. The fans betrayed Bianca Belair, so honestly, she has every right to betray them back and not deal with that disrespect anymore. She turns heel because of the fans turning on her and realigns with Naomi. And now, they'll be the opposite of what they were during their first run together. Bianca and Naomi were all happy, a jolly tag team that was always smiling and dancing. But take this new heel version of Naomi and pair her up with a freshly healed Bianca Belair, and that sounds like an absolute brutal force to be reckoned with right there. WWE is obviously teasing Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill as the big main event of this entire program. And we'll see what other twists and turns come along the way, but as of right now, it looks like Jade versus Bianca could be happening with Jade being the babyface and Bianca being the heel. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.